that can best reflect the result of multi-brand strategy of the Anta Group. All the brands on the Anta Group have their stores in Beijing, including the brands on the Amos Sports. The stores are all very beautiful, and we welcome you to take a visit and experience them by yourselves. Next, let me introduce Anta management team for today's event. They are Mr. Ding Shizhong, Anta Chairman and Executive Board Director. Mr. Lai Shixian, Anta Co-Chief Executive Officer. Mr. Wu Yonghua, Anta Co-Chief Executive Officer. Mr. Bi Mingwei, the CFO of Anta. Mr. Xu Yang, Member of Group Executive Committee and CEO of Professional Sports Group. Mr. Yao Weixiu, Member of Group Executive Committee and CEO of Fashion Sports Group. Mr. Ding Shaoxiang, Member of Group Executive Committee and Executive Director of DAZN China. Mr. Ding Sirong, Member of Group Executive Committee and CEO of Kolon Sport China. Very glad that the management team can participate in today's event and share with us the group multi-brand strategy. This is the first time our new executive member, Mr. Xu Yang from Anta brand, Mr. Ding Shaoxiang from DAZN, and Mr. Ding Sirong from Kolon Sports to meet with our investors. Today's schedule is very tight and solid. Firstly, Mr. Wu will share with us the current situation and the competitive landscape of the sporting goods industry. And then Mr. Lai will introduce the overall development direction of Anta Group. And Mr. Xu, Mr. Yao, Mr. Ding Shaoxiang, and Mr. Ding Sirong will share the latest business situation of Anta, Fila, DAZN, and Kolon Sports. Last, we will have a Q&A session. The chairman of Anta, Mr. Ding Shizhong, will, together with the management team, answer your questions. And then let's watch a short video of Anta to understand the latest development of Anta.
From sport, with sport, for sport. Anta, transcend your limits.
First, let's welcome Mr. Wu Yonghua, co-CEO of Anta, to share with us the situation and the competition landmark of the sporting goods industry. Welcome. Good afternoon. Yesterday, I talked with Chairman Ding that today is a big event. 3 months ago, we settled the day for today's Investor Day. Today is also the 10th anniversary since the starting of the Belt and Road Initiative. Today, we also invited the global media together to participate in this event. So I would like to, on behalf of the group and the board committee and all the management team from Anta, to welcome everyone. Thank you. I would like to also take this opportunity to talk with everyone about our understanding to the industry and the competition after the pandemic.
Also, our insights about this industry. First of all, after the pandemic, we have a lot of assumptions. A lot of economists have 50% of their assumptions correct. That is, the consumption has been moving upward, and at the same time, it is downgrading. So trade up and trade down, these are happening at the same time. And it's not simply what we call the trade up or trade down that we talked about before. Instead, we had the K-shaped recovery, and it is going at a very fast pace. Now, if we can take a look at all the data, the high net value group is gradually expanding, and it's estimated that, of course, I am not an economist, I am just talking about it from the market's perspective, and in 2022, the amount of the high net value group was about 12%, and it's estimated to increase to 15% by 2030. And also, the top luxurious brand will have a bigger top effect. And now if you take a look at the mass market, although there is a slight reduction of the scale, however, the base is still huge. It's close to 700 million. And this group, I should say, has been bearing the blunt of economic downward development. And they are now only purchasing the rigid demand. And the people in the middle class, are also going towards different directions, and some of them focus more on the quality and experience. However, some of the others, the marginal middle class, has been returning to their rational needs, and they focus more on the value for money. So according to what we get from the first half of the year in analysis and financial reports, we have two types of brands or channels that are performing the best. One is the premium ones, and the second is the value for money ones. Now, if we take a look at the Chinese fashion industry, we would realize that with the evolution of the lifestyles and the upgrade of people's attitude towards fashion consumption and the iteration of the business patterns, we have seen a lot of new sports and stylish brands and the premium vertical brands, as well as some brands that are very popular online. So we also see the quick development of the vertical niche market, and the conventional women's wear brands, as well as the business wear brands, started to decline. Especially after the pandemic, we have seen the emergence of the sports leisure brand. So we have witnessed the emergence of the cross-scenario and cross-style brands. And the whole industry are shifting their focus towards the sportswear, and we have seen the great expansion of the domestic and even the world sports brands. And for the top sports brands and the mid to the high-end sports brands are growing at a very quick pace, and they have been guiding the trend of the outdoor style and the performance style, and we are pursuing a more healthy and high-end lifestyle. So, according to the video we have just shown you in the very beginning, in this field, we had nurtured a series of brands, including Arc'teryx, Descent, and Salomon. We have also seen that the mass market sports is still gaining tractions, and they had been maintaining at a mid to high speed growth. So right now, sports have becoming the craze and fashion, and the Anta Group is going to take its advantage of a multi-brand metrics and going to actively embrace the opportunity presented by the premium and multi-scenario development. Now, let's go back to the development of industry. And it's estimated that by 2030, the scale of the Chinese soft goods market would reach 3.4 trillion yuan. And this is a huge number, and among which the sportswear and footwear would be one of the best to track. And from 2019 to 2022, during the pandemic, the growth rate of the sportswear and footwear has been exceeding the social retail growth. And over the past few years, the social retail grew at about 2.5% in average. And however, for sportswear, it's 4.3%. And it's estimated that this year, we will maintain this trend. We have also observed the trend of a fragmented and a diversified trend, especially in 2022. For the first time, we have seen that the concentration level of the brand have been reduced, and the market share of the top 5 brands have been declined by about 3%. But there is another good news for us, that is the Chinese brands are emerging. The market share of the Chinese brand had been increased from 29% in 2019 to 36% in 2022, up by 7 percentage points. Anta Group, with the great efforts of the management of the past 3 years, our market share have been increased from 14.8% to 19.5%. And here, I suggest that all of us to give it up to the whole industry and ourselves. Because indeed, it's not something that is easy, and we firmly believe that with the strengthening of Chinese brand's competitiveness and our brand influence and power, we will usher into an area that has even more successful development of the Chinese brands in sportswear. And we have seen 3 main opportunities that drives our development: outdoor, kids, and women. Yesterday, we have made an announcement of our acquisition of a women brand. And first, let's talk about outdoor. And during the COVID, it was tough for all. However, outdoor had been taking the lead of the growth, and its average growth rate was close to 20%, and it's estimated that in the coming 5 years, we will maintain its high-speed growth at the level of about 15%. And there's another data which is very interesting, that is the penetration of the market was about 9%. Now, if you take a look at the global development in Europe and America, it's much larger, and the Chinese number is only about 1/5 of that in the West. So there is a huge potential for the growth of the market. And for campaign skiing and bicycling, all of these categories have been growing very quickly in the first half of the year and in the first season. So we believe that no matter how ferocious the competition is on the market, we have been taking the first mover advantage, and we are able to hit our goals in a quicker pace than our rivals. And the second opportunity lies in the kids, and our group has been proving that. So the total market of footwear and wear of the kids market is about 300 billion yuan, and it will be maintaining at a high single-digit growth rate. But the concentration of the market compared with the adults market is a little bit fragmented. And another feature of the kids market is that there is a great advantage of the top brands. And in the past, we have seen a quicker growth of the top 5 brands, and right now it's still growing. And it had been growing from 12% to 14% in terms of the market share. Another figure that worth mentioning is that the growth rate of the sports product is higher than the leisure products. And in the past 3 years, the CAGR of the kids sports brand was about 12%, but of course before the pandemic, it was at a higher number. And in contrast, the growth rate of the leisure brand was at a negative number. And the third opportunity lies in the women category. Compared with the men's category, women has a bigger spending power in sports products, and they are willing to try new things. And in terms of fitness, women's expenditure is about 15 to 20% higher than that of men. So for the emerging sports such as camping, 60% of the target consumers are women. And in the June the 18th shopping festival that have been finished this year, taking JD platform as an example, the growth rate of the outdoor equipment for women is 4 times that of men. So all of these 3 opportunities are very optimistic for us in the mid and long term. And under the leadership of Chairman Ding, our group has made great preparations covering all that. Now let's go back to the channels. Actually, over the years, we have witnessed great changes of the channels as well. First, let's talk about the online channel. And the benefit brought about by the pandemic is that the percentage of the online business has been greatly increased, and it has been up from 22% in 2019 to 33% in 2022. That is a huge change. Although recently, the growth rate of the e-commerce market had been slowed down a little bit, but it's quite understandable because the base had been very high. And over the past few years, we had been shifting our investment into the online channels, and now we have seen the recovery of the offline market, and it's foreseeable and understandable that there has been a slowdown of the online growth. But still, it is a huge market for us, and it is estimated that by 2026, Taobao, JD, and TikTok will account for 60% of the online market. And also, the TikTok platform and the private pools of those companies will maintain at a very high growth rate. So that is the trend we have been observing. And after many years of deployment and working, you can see from those data, we have been ranked number 1 in terms of the omnichannel and all-platform online business. And indeed, that is a great accomplishment. So what is the core trend for offline channels? In the first half of the year, the quality of the shopping malls have been upgraded, and we have witnessed the massive effect. And according to the data we have in the first half of 2023, in the incremental market, the top enterprises have been maintained about 50% of the total. And in the shopping centers, they have accounted for 52% of the sales in the top-tier cities, and it's estimated that they will still take the lead of the growth in the future. And with the deployment of Chairman Ding, our group had been utilizing the synergies of multi-brands, and in the top 30 commercial real estate, we have ranked number 1 in the industry in terms of the coverage in the mid to high-end malls. Going forward, in the coming 5 to 10 years, I firmly believe that the competition of the industry will be even more fierce. And we're going to see more emergence of the niche markets. And under that situation, the synergy of our multi-brand strategy at the group will be even more conspicuous. So I had reported to Chairman Ding that in our operation, from the main core brands to the kids brands, in total over 10 of them, we can be very proud to say that we had formed a very unique brand asset and market value. And we had formed a very unique moat that set ourselves apart from the others.
And I think we have the following advantages that I would like to share with everyone. First, we have the multi-brand synergy and the management capability. Everyone can see that the brands under our group are unique and differentiated. Different brands targeting different customers, and they have unique positioning. And we are unique in the market. Secondly, we have the layered global operation capability. Today, Anta needs to not only operate the global brand successfully in Chinese market. In the future, we need to also bring the Chinese brand to the global audience. This year, we officially established the Southeast Asia International Business Department and will gradually bring our Anta brand to the global consumers. Thirdly, we have the omni-channel retail management capability. Today, we also invited a lot of strategic partners who cares us a lot, and I can say that all of our brands in their each market segments, they reached the leading position in terms of the retail scale and the retail efficiency. So no matter how the market change, no matter how the competition is going on, we will still focusing on the high-quality market segment and insist on the multi-brand structure and build the globalized competitiveness capability. This will be the strategic direction for us in the future. So, Chairman Ding, take us together to take a run every day. We are healthy enough to devote ourselves to serve the global and the Chinese customers and bring the best products and best brand experience to everyone. And we will keep making the innovation and breakthroughs in our area. Keep moving. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Wu, for your sharing. Next, we will invite Mr. Lai Shixian, Anta co-CEO, to share the Anta's future development direction. Welcome. Good afternoon. Thank you for your support to Anta. Just now, Mr. Wu has shared with us our understanding to the industry and the whole market. And next, I would like to introduce the Anta's overall development direction. Just now, everyone watched the video. Our Anta Group's mission is to integrate the sports spirit of going beyond oneself into everyone's daily life. How to understand the sentence? That is, we encourage everyone to discover the excitement in our life and continuously going beyond yourself and be a better self. To understand the need of the consumers and use the customized products to bring sports into everyone's life and let everyone to enjoy both physically and mentally by doing sports. On our group, we now have a 3-brand group in order to fulfill the consumer's need and create diversified consumer value. And that fits what Mr. Wu has shared about the market trend. No brand can do like us this kind of good multi-brand structure. We now have the professional sports brand group represented by Anta Kids and Anta Adults, and the fashion sports group with Fila Core, Fila Kids, and Fila Fusion, the outdoor brand group with Descent and Cologne. These 3 brand group represents the 3 market segments targeted by the group. And in the future, we will keep adding the brand metrics and optimize our brand portfolio. In the past 3 years, though we experienced the pandemic, the whole group still get a very good performance. Our profit grew by 16.5% in CAGR, and the profit attributable to equity shareholder increased 12.4% in CAGR, and the dividend per common share increased 26% in CAGR. We achieved a competitive performance and a steady financial return. I think after years of capability building, there are 3 core competitiveness that we have to support this performance. First is the multi-brand management capability. It will include 3 aspects. First is the multi-brand structure and value creation. The 3-brand group cover the 3 core market segments and also brings us with the 3 growth curve. The brand group focus on the brand positioning and the marketing, product planning and design, channel expansion, and the retail operation. It focused on how to maximize the value for our consumers. And secondly, we share the resources between different brands. On the group level, we have 4 aspects for resource sharing that includes innovation, digitization, supply chain, and logistic. For example, our group supply chain. So in terms of the supply management, cost management, and raw material sourcing, we empower the multi-brands under our group. And third is the multi-brand management and service support. We have years of controlling and servicing system that includes the strategy, finance, and HR and IT system. We already have the unique management mechanism and the standard that can effectively empower the frontline multi-brand operation. So with these three kinds of capability, we can raise our multi-brand operation efficiency. The second competitiveness is the multi-brand retail operation capability. Anta has more than 30 years of experience in China's retail market. After we acquired Fila, we started to do the D2C business. In terms of the channel management and retail store management, we are leading ahead than our competitors. With the experience of Fila and its 2,000 retail stores, Anta, in the past several years, it started its D2C business model. Currently, its retail management model is leading ahead in the industry. And the new brand that we acquired, because we have the market insight and have the experience in retail management, we can quickly help these brands to establish their competitiveness in the specialized market. The third core capability for us is the global operation and the resource allocation capability. Now we are a globalized company, and our brand is cross over the world. Our products entered North America, Europe, and APAC, and other foreign markets. We have a design and R&D center in the US, Europe, and Korea, and Japan. At the same time, we are cooperating with more than 60 top research institutions and universities, and have the co-innovation with more than 3,000 upper and lower stream suppliers. In terms of the brand operation, apart from the success in the local market, we have proved that we can operate successfully the global brands in Chinese market. In the future, we will increase investment to help the Chinese brand to develop in the foreign markets and to help us to achieve the globalization. It is because that three core competitiveness we have, we support the sustainable and healthy growth of multi-brands under our group, and this also helps us to create a unique competition barrier for us. It is not something that can be replicated by other companies. So this is very important for us. In the future, our vision is to become a world-leading multi-brand sporting goods company. For this world leading, we think that there are two layers of meaning. First is we need to lead ahead in terms of market share. In 2025, we need to be number one in terms of Chinese market share, and by 2030, we need to lead ahead in the world. Secondly, in terms of brand value, technology innovation, social responsibility, and employee engagement rate, we need to be the leading practices in the industry. In the past several years, based on our strategy, we make steady progress. For example, our brand value and our ranking on the Brand Z Global Apparel list, we ranked the 8th, and also the top 50 in the Brand Finance 2022 World Most Valuable Apparel Brands. By 2030, we will invest more than 20 billion RMB for innovation, and by 2025, we will be the top 50 company for China's innovation, and by 2030, we will reach the global 50 for innovation. And in terms of social responsibility, in the S&P Global Corporate Sustainable Development Assessment, we overpassed 87% of our competitors. And in terms of employee engagement, we are the best employers from the Forbes 2022 assessment. All these achievements is because of our clear strategy, single focus, multi-brand, and globalization. For single focus, we will still continue to focus on the sporting footwear and apparel market, and we will also focus on some specialized markets and make progress in building the brand DNA and consumer recognition. For example, for Anta, we are leading ahead in our relevance to Olympic, and Anta Kids is the number one in the brand power and the professional image. Fila is the number one in recognition of fashion attributes, and the mention rate for golf is the number one in industry. The basic index like the brand recognition rate and purchase rate are improving, and the brand power is doubled. The recognition rate for ski category and the purchase rate increased the fastest in the industry. The relevance to ski and golf category is leading ahead. Cologne, the basic index like the brand recognition rate and the purchase rate are growing quick. The overall brand power compared with 2022, it increased 25%, and the brand encourage natural and healthy and comfortable. These attributes has been recognized by our consumers and becomes the brand's advantages. After the pandemic, we still experience uncertainties. The brand multi-brand strategy equipped us with the resilience and against of risk. In the future, Anta brand will keep focusing on the making breakthrough in professionality and upgrade the brand, and focus on the mass sports market. Focus on the key categories such as running and basketball, and will expand the investment in innovation and digitization. Keep consolidate and improve the product cost efficiency and retail store experience. In the next 3 years, we estimate the turnover will keep double-digit growth. And later, the brands will talk about this in detail. For Fila brand, it will keep the high-end fashion sports positioning and achieve a high-quality growth. We keep building the top brand, top product, and top channel. This will be our target. And we will expand into footwear market and the professional sports such as golf and tennis and the kids market. In the next 3 years, the business scale will reach around 50 billion to 50 billion RMB, just as introduced to our investors previously. With Descente and Colon, currently the outdoor market is on the rise, and the two brands has strong momentum. In the next 3 years, it is expected that we can have the third brand that reach 10 billion RMB of sales.
This is our global strategy model that is driven by two wheels. On the left-hand side, this is the Anta Group, and on the right-hand side, the MS Sports. For Anta, we're going to keep working on our domestic market, and together with the four major markets, we're going to consolidate our leading position in the Chinese market. And for MS Sports, on the right-hand side, we're going to follow through our 1 billion euro strategy, and we believe that we're going to hit the goals before our scheduled time. So in mainland China, in North America, and in Europe, these three major markets, we're going to build our leading positions. And as I had mentioned, we have been accelerating our global layout, and the Southeast Asia International Office is the first station for our brands to go global. And in the coming 5 years, we will focus on the self-operation, and we have proposed a retail sales goal of $1.5 billion USD, that is including Anta Group's major brands and MS Sports core brands. So in June this year, in Paragon, in Singapore, we had opened our first franchise stores of basketball, and it is a very beautiful store. If you have the chance to visit Singapore, and you will see that more and more great stores opened in Southeast Asia, including Malaysia and Indonesia. And right now, we had expanded the numbers of the franchise stores from 132 by the end of 2022 to 220 in 2023, grown by almost 100 stores. This is a very fast pace. So once we had made a plan, we will execute it. And I had visited the Southeast Asia before, together with Chairman Ding, and we're going to see through their executions and make a quick adjustment and adaptations so that the market of the Southeast Asia can grow very quickly. So probably you think that 1.5 billion USD, which is about equivalent to 10 billion RMB, is really something, but for FILA, it took us about 7 to 8 years to hit the 10 billion yuan goal. And now with our strong foundation and the mix of multi-brands, as well as the huge addressable market in Southeast Asia, I don't think it's a very tough goal to realize. It's not that ambitious for us. Next, I'd like to spend some time to introduce you our ESG. And over the years, we have made great progress in that. And as the largest multi-brand sports group in China, and also as an international company, we had shouldered great responsibilities in sustainable development. And oriented towards the 2030 SDGs of the UN, we had set up very clear goals for sustainable development. We have the 1+3+5 strategy. And we need to coexist together with the environment, the society, the consumers, the employment, and the partners of the supply chains, fully demonstrating our core values in a company. So ESG is not something that we hang on the wall. And we had set up a very comprehensive execution systems of the ESG strategy. And at the governance level, we have the Sustainable Development Committee of the Board of Directors, and we had formed a closed loop in the strategy of ESG, covering strategy, organization, targets, resources, performance, and culture. And around the world, we had influenced over 200 million consumers with our ESG mission. And another core task of our ESG is to tell stories of ESG through our products and to establish the consumer mindset. And right now, all of the brands under Anta Group has very clear ESG strategies and goals respectively. For example, the sustainable products, and certain quota or proportion of the sustainable products, the packages, and the raw materials, we are going to realize the 50% goal in these three aspects by the year 2030. So we have over 60,000 employment across the world, and we have about 36% of the executives being women. We have created over 20,000 employment opportunities across the industrial chains, and we had joined a lot of international organizations that advocate sustainable development, such as SAC, ZDHC, and LWG, and we had supported over 6 million adolescents to grow a fondness of sports. And the founding family had invested about 10 billion yuan to establish a foundation used for charities and community work. With a higher standards, we have been practicing our ESG strategy. In the year 2023, in different brands, we have been promoting the core products that advocates ESG, for example, with the improvement of the materials. Some of them are recyclable and reusable, and the production process have been optimized. So indeed, we have made a lot of progress in that. And going forward, we will have more and more ESG-oriented products. And in our stores, we will have a large area of merchandising related to the green products that reduce the carbon footprint and carbon emission. And we advocate low carbon consumption so that our consumers will raise their awareness of environmental protection. We also are engaged in the grading and awarding of ESG Just to give you some simple examples, in the S&P Global Sustainable Development Evaluations, we had outperformed over 87% of the global peers, and we had won the Best Progress Enterprise in the industry. And the increasement of our score has been exceeding 30% within 2 years, and in 126 brands in the textile industry, we ranked at the number 17, and topping the sports product companies in China, and our score have been increased by 6 times within a year. And according to the MSCI grading, our total score have increased from 3.4 points to 5.6. And that increasement had exceeded over 60%. And we're also included in the industrial case in the year 2022 for the Sustainable Chinese Industry Development Action of the OECD. So all of these accreditations had been fully demonstrating our more transparent ESG disclosure and more efficient crisis emergency management and the better corporate governance. In 2021, in our 30th anniversary, Anta had proposed our vision, that is to become a world's leading multi-brand sports product group. And all of the brands under Anta Group is following the same dream. We're going to provide better products and experience for consumers. So yesterday, we had made a new announcement about our new acquisition. And from that, you can also see our commitment in increasing our investment for a better future. So it is possible that we will have expansions into the other niche markets to optimize our portfolio. So the market is a little bit sluggish, especially in the A stock market. But still, we believe that there are some great companies out there, and we do see good opportunities for us, and we're fully confident in the future development. And just as our group culture, anytime we would insist on unconditional optimistic development, and we will keep moving. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lai. Unconditional optimistic. And after understanding the status quo of the industry and the general development strategy of Anta Group, next we will have the introductions from each brand. And first we will have Anta to share with us their future strategy. And before that, we will have a short video. Next, we're going to invite a new member of the X committee of the group, that is the CEO of the Performance Sports Group, Mr. Xu Yang. And he is a very senior member of Anta, so this year would be the 17th year of him joining us. And from the Anta brand to basketball to MS Sports, responsible for the Chinese business of Arc'teryx. And then till this year, he joined back to Anta. He had witnessed, participated, and promoted development of the group. And next, let's welcome Mr. Xu to come onto the stage and to introduce the future strategies of Anta brand. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Xu Yang. I'm not very used to other people call me President Xu. You can call me Samuel, which is my English name. So on January the 7th this year, it was the year-end party of Anta. And before that, Chairman Ding asked me to join him in an office and said to me that after the discussion of the BOD, we hope that you come back to Anta Group, and we hope that you can become the CEO of the Performance Sports Group, as well as the president of Anta brand. So I responded to him like this: thank you, Chairman Ding. This is my dream job. You know, when a job becomes a dream, there must be a very solid cause for that. And in the past 17 years in my life, starting from 31 years old to 48, the name Anta had occupied a very important position in my whole life. And that is one reason. And another reason is that there are 3 keywords describing Anta. The first is comprehensiveness. And the second is mass market. And the third, professionalism. So Anta had positioned itself as a very professional, comprehensive, and multi-brand a brand that is based on the mass market. So because of that, we are able to grow into something greater. And that is also something I hope to achieve in my new job position in Anta. And in the past 4 years, which I am absent for the development of Anta, but I was very happy to see that Anta continued to maintain a very strong momentum in its growth in terms of the market share, and in all dimensions of the brand power, we have maintained at a very leading position in the market. But in 4 years, when I was absent, different from you, maybe you are following very closely to the development of Anta. But for me, before and after the 4 years, there was a very big difference of my perception. Indeed, 4 years ago, when I visited the market, the people who received me were the distributors, the customers, and every time we talk about the business in a very ambitious way, and the atmosphere was very tense. But 4 years later, they had become my comrade, and they fight a battle together with me. And in the past half year, after me coming back to Anta, I had changed the positions of the 5 general managers, and I had consolidated Hunan and Dongguan into the Guangdong company, and I had split it or put together different markets. And it was something impossible before, because previously we have the different heads responsible for the management in different regions. But now, based on the operation efficiencies, I am better to mix those markets.
Another thing is about the product efficiency. Previously, the product is separated based on different distributors, but now we have the 80% of the D2C products, so our products can go to the market that needs it most. I have a lot of experience on that. Before and after D2C business for Anta, and it shows different performance for it. The second day I get into my position, I organized a meeting with 40 high-level directors in Anta and discussed about our strategy. At the beginning of that meeting, the question I asked them is that, what makes Anta to be successful in the past 30 years? Everyone in the meeting, they told me 4 words. That is the mass market positioning. So I asked them the second question to my colleagues and my future colleagues. If in the future 30 years, if Anta still wants to be successful, what do you think is the most important thing? They still told me 4 words. That is the mass market positioning. So we advise our strategy. Of course, we always have a mass market positioning in our target, but now we put it into our strategic level, and we also would like to achieve the brand upgrade. Today, I won't talk about too much data, but more about our strategies. This is the first time I have the opportunities to share with everyone my thoughts and thinking of the brand. My presentations will be around this 8 words: the mass market positioning, first the brand upgrade. What's the relationship between them? First is the mass market positioning. The mass market positioning for sure does not represent low and low quality. There are 3 words that can simply explain the mass market positioning. That is the cost efficiency. What composed the cost efficiency? For me, it's the product quality and the technology. And for it also represents the price that are highly competitive. First, let's look at the technology. This time I came back to Anta as CEO. I always know that Anta has a strong R&D development capability. As I have a wider scope of capability, I am surprised by the capability of R&D for Anta. Do you know that for Anta's footwear, we have 2,598 patents, and for apparel, we have 544 patents. When I got these data, my first impression is that, to be frank, is that we didn't do it pretty well. We have so many patents, more than 3,000 patents. Have we really turned these technologies into a product value? This for me is a very important work. That is how to turn the strong R&D capability into the strong Anta product value, and at the same time to improve Anta storytelling capability. So technology empowerment is the best empowerment to the mass market. And secondly, Anta has the top brand resources. Starting from next year's 2024 Paris Olympic Games. In the past 16 years, Anta experienced 4 Olympic Games and 4 Paralympics. And Anta has become a symbol of the nation. We continue our contract with the Olympic Committee. With basketball, we have Klay Thompson and Irvin. And in running, we signed Beckler. And for outdoor, we have Ellen Gu. And in cross-training, we have Zhang Yufei. And we have the top celebrities like Wang Yibo and Guan Xiaotong. These stars, these sporting stars, can help us to establish the emotional connect with our consumers. These kind of emotional connect can help us to better empower the mass market. And I have 3 examples to share to explain our future direction. Everyone knows 2024 Paris Olympic and would like to know what we will do. In 2028, I participate in a bidding with the International Olympic Committee. And in the London Summer Olympic and Winter Olympic, I lead a team for the on-site activities. We didn't solve one question very well. That is how we turned the sponsored national team products, the podium wear, into the products that can be sold in store. So for 2024 Paris Olympic game, we turn it upside down. we turn a product in store into something to the sponsorship for national team. I will explain this. In 2024 Q2, we will launch a very important product IP. It's called 空气甲. That's very suitable for summer wearing. It's ultra breathable and UV proof jacket. This is the Anta product IP. And in Q3, the July 21st next year, this jacket will have a Paris Olympic color and become the podium wear. So I use my own Anta IP to sponsor the China national team and use it as a proof for Anta's brand power. And next year we will have the third version of champion footwear. We also will have the Paris Olympic color and make it the podium wear. So use our own IP to have the Olympic story. This is how we use the brand power and resources to empower the mass market. Then talking about running, to tell a story about myself. In this February, probably it's January, I couldn't remember pretty well, the marathon in Hong Kong. The unconcerned athletes wear our footwear and won the gold medal. I asked my colleagues, how much is this shoes? And my answer is that our footwear is not for sale because the carbon plate in this footwear is too expensive and no distributors is willing to buy this product. So this footwear is only for sponsorship. It's not our product. How we solve this problem is not just a single case. We can see that on the left on this page, the pace running, our C10 and the 3202 are more than 2,000 RMB. We have the price such as 2,599 and 2,999. These footwear can empower the top athletes to win the gold medal. And you can see the bottom two shoes are worn by the competitors in marathon competitions and won the competition for 55 times. And we need to think about how we can help the ordinary running lovers to run in their daily life. So our C footwear family, we have the top-down product metrics. We have the 2,599 RMB professional footwear, and we also have the lower price 799 RMB footwear suitable, and the ultra-light footwear. The same for basketball. Before I worked in Arc'teryx, the last job I worked in Anta brand is for Anta basketball. In 2016, when I was the general director for business department, we have a competition for Shock the Game. This is the most successful basketball game in the grassroots Chinese basketball level. But currently, I discovered that there are some extra equipments and more high-end than before. The products in this series has risen to more than 1,000 RMB, and our basketball market share is dropping. This is a very typical example. My understanding is that Anta is a brand that based in the grassroots. If we try to compete with the top international brands, we will lose our basic market. And in the future, when I fly to Dallas and discuss with Gary Irvin, I discussed with him for 3 hours that time. And Irvin told me that in the future, he hoped when Anta get a shoe, he hoped everyone can afford and can buy the Anta shoes. And I told him Anta is a company that provides this kind of products. And our superstar footwear, the Irvin's products, in the future, the price won't exceed 899, and this will be the key competitiveness for Anta. There is one word mentioning more than 2 million times on Xiaohongshu. The word is low price substitute. So everyone is interested about how to find a lower cost but the same quality products. That will be the advantages for Anta, and that is where we can use the top resources and the technology to empower our products and obtain a more market size. For Anta Kids, apart from continuing the adults and the basketball resources, and for Anta girls, we will have the national gymnastic team for support. I recommended everyone here is a balance spike that is for younger kids. It is very good for their physical development. Anta basically get all the sports resources in this field. Even in the kids area, we use the most professional resources and technology to empower the mass kids market. For me, the mass market for China, there are 1.4 billion people, and among them, 1.3 billion can categorize as a mass market. These 1.3 billion people have diversified requirements. When I take over Anta, I was also appointed a resources a strategy from a well-known consulting firm that is the online and offline product turnaround. This can maximize the product efficiency for Anta. For the first half of this year, Anta's e-com performance is not performing very well. That is because the online and offline products are the same, but we cannot use the same product portfolio and the price strategy to face all the target consumers. So my first reform when I take over is to separate the online sales and the offline sales. The online sales department needs to have 60% of the products different from the offline products because the two online and offline platform have different target consumers. So for sure, the products should be different. One channel is rising. That channel is outlet. The outlet products are completely different than that in the brand store. So we established another department purely for outlet sales. In 2024, we will have a new business model. We have only an English name for it. It's called Superstore. We plan that in 2024, we will have 4 superstores with annual sales, more than 50 million sales. And 50% of the products are outlet specific. Anta has a very flexible and strong supply chain. And this is just the right supply chain for the outlet model. For online, everyone would like to talk about the e-commerce strategy, but I find it a wrong concept.
Because conventional e-commerce, like Tmall, JD, it was more like offline models. People find the products. For example, I have a mall today in Guomao or Tmall. I open the store and I'm waiting for the traffic to come. However, in the new channel, we have the live streamings and social medias. It's reversely the model. For example, products finding the people, and we have two very different consumer groups, and they need very different pricing strategies and products. So we have 2 different campaigns for the online channels, the conventional channels, or called the e-commerce channel, and then the new channel was called the social media e-commerce. And well, maybe I will tell you a lot of the shortcomings of Anta today. And I'm being very frank with you because in 2023, one thing we did not do well was our official website. And it was such a large group, but we only had 300 million from the private official website. It was less than 1% of our total sales. Why? Because we have the same pool of the products. There was no discounts for the official website. And we sell the same pool of the products to sell across all the channels. And it was not the ideal way. So in the future, we will have a more exclusive products offered through the official website. And I hope that in the future, every year, our CAGR of the official website can hit over 100%. Only by doing so, facing different consumer bases, we are able to offer different products with different pricing strategies. And that is my understanding of the mass market positioning. And then let's talk about the brand upgrade. Actually, this is for sure a correct strategy. I'm not sure whether there is any brand would claim that they would not want to go upward or upgrade. And what does it mean for us? It means we are better able to empower the mass market. For Anta, we have such a huge scale, and probably you know these numbers more than I do. And we have over 9,000 stores, including adult stores and kid stores, and it's impossible for us to continue the growth through opening new stores. Now, the traffic in the shopping malls is at about a flat line, and even it's dropping slightly. So in terms of the value per customer, we really need to make an increasement, and value per customer had to become the only variance for the equation of our sales. So in order to continuously grow our revenue, the only variant is the value per customer. So brand upgrade is not the price upgrade, it's the value per customer upgrade. Later I will go back to that. And in 2024, we had proposed a very simple strategy for all of us. And this is not a very big number, and it's not a percentage point. Instead, it is a very very simple strategy, 5 and 8. What does 5 mean? We need to grow by 0.05% of the unit per transaction, and through OOTD, so the Red Book, and through the Olympic promotions. With all that, we're able to increase 0.05 of the unit per transaction. And by the end of the year, it will be about 670 to 680 yuan. And by 2024, we need to really think about how to exceed the UPT to over 800 yuan. So if we are really able to do that, then the offline channel should at least account for 20%. And this is related to the everyday work of every person. It is related to every transaction we have, and we're breaking it down to the number that is related to everyone. That is our goal in 2024. So how to achieve that? How to increase the value per customer, average transaction value from 500 maybe to 800. So we're not going to increase the price. It's not about the price competition. It's about the increase of the average transaction value. So for footwear, the ATV is about over 400 yuan, and for apparel, it's only about 300 yuan. So as long as we're able to sell more, then we can increase the ATV. And when the IP have been more influential, and when the customers come to us are not going to only purchase a T-shirt with 300 yuan, but a jacket that is about 600 yuan, then the ATV will be increased by 300 yuan, right? So 2 key points. The first is the percentage of the footwear, and the second one is the IP of the products. So before I talk about the IP, I'd like to introduce you a new metrics. And in the first half of the year, we had made a lot of efforts. We did a lot of things to make improvements. So there's one question. All of the stores of Anta look the same. We are perfect at standardization in stores, but I don't think that is a good thing. So we have over 6,000 adult stores for Anta, and for me, it's just opening the same store in 6,000 spots, selling the same products and trying to reach the same kind of people. But it's impossible. And with the consistent image for SKP, it's not high-end enough. And for the stores in the counties, the cost is too high for presenting the consistent images. So we need to start from different channels, and in the future, actually, we had already started to do that. We had categorized the different channels into 5 levels. And the first is arena. That is the stores covering over 3,000 square meters. And then we have the palace level. That is exclusive for the high-end malls. We customize different Anta images to those different malls. And I'm going to show you the pictures later on. And then the third level, elite, suitable for the mid-level malls. For example, palace is more suitable for Mixi, and elite is more suitable for Wanda. And AES, the standardized stores, is more suitable for the community malls or the large malls in the prefecture level cities. So the classification of these channels are helping us to group the different consumer bases. So we had eased our standards for standardization, and it's kind of new rules for us to play with. We believe that we need a more loose environment, and in terms of the decorations, we can use different materials, the alternative choices, and so that we can lower the cost of store decoration in the counties. And we had to change the way we merchandise products. So in a smaller space, we're able to present more products. And for me, it's not only a metrics about channels, it's more about a metrics of 1.3 billion of the consumers, because different channel target on different consumers, and with the classification of the channels, we're able to group our consumers into different classes. And here you can see a table, and this is a template of our work. When we are planning our strategies, we need to first define who the consumers are. How do we do that? Where do we sell products? And that is something we need to understand at the very beginning. We really need to sell different products in different channels, and then it needs to link it back to what kind of resources we need to invest into different brands. And the very important thing is that the biggest takeaway from my work in Arc'teryx is that surely brand is very important, but there is one thing even more important than brand, that is the IP of the product. So why people recognize Arc'teryx is because we recognize its products. And every hero product should have its own name, become its IPs, and you need to have a unique attributes targeting on different consumers, and you need to tell the technology stories as well. So how to increase the ATV? I believe one thing that is very important, the efficiency of product. And this is our arena level. And this building was located in Zhongjie in Shenyang. And we hope that in northeast China, we can build a highland of brands. And we have started the constructions already. And this covers 4 stories. And it covers a space of 2,000 to 3,000 square meters. So in the coming 5 years, we hope that in the most core CBDs in the key cities, we are able to establish 10 arenas of Anta. And this is the palace in the street. And in 2 a.m. this morning, Beijing time, we had taken away the fences and lighted up, and this is located in Wangfujing, and welcome you to take a visit. And this is our palace. There have been a persisting issue for Anta, that is, sometimes when I step into a store, I need to look ahead to take a look at the logo, because I worry that I go to the wrong store. Probably I go to another brand store, and if I dedicate the staff what to do, that is something very impolite. So this is a dilemma for us. It seems that when we do something, everyone is going to follow suit. But what is our core value? What is the things that cannot be copied? And brand promotion no longer focus on the TV commercials. Social media advertisements are very fragmented, and for me, the most important touch point is the store. And how do we present something different? And what is our biggest asset? That is people's patriotism. That is the glories of the Olympic Games. And all of the resources of the Olympic Games can be showcased in our stores. And that is the initial purpose of Palace. And this picture is taken from Wangfujing. And once you have been there, you will know why it is called the Palace, because you will be able to feel the glory of the Olympics. And apart from the street stores in Henan, Zhenghong, we have a palace in the mall. And the mid to high-end malls will have those palaces. And if you have a chance to go there, maybe you don't need to go there, because very soon we're going to roll it out to the other cities, and then you will see Anta as a store that is presenting the glories of Olympic Games and raise your patriotism. So even it is a very normal store, we would emphasize our link with Olympic Games. So Anta Guanjun, which means champion. I know that you pay a lot of attention to me as well. And in the past 7 months, I spent 6 months wondering how to position it, because it derived from the franchise products of the Olympics. And then we explored, and the outdoor market was a trend. Anta, as a comprehensive professional sports brand, how can we gain our market share in the outdoor market and how to differentiate ourselves and to create something that is very cost effective and has a high value for money? Then the Guanjun line is something we can do to develop and expand our outdoor market. And this is a new image for us. And it showcases the atmosphere of outdoor lifestyle. And in Changchun, we had opened this store in September, and the daily sales had exceeded 100,000, and the ATV is 1,500. So this is the Anta Guanjun store, which is part of Palace. How to increase the ATV? We will offer products with a higher value for money and to empower those stores. In the future, there will be a lot of Guanjun stores in Palace. And this is another very interesting store called Sneakerverse. SV for short. And this is located in Beijing in September. And we only sell footwear because in the future, Sneakerverse will be 100% selling exclusive products, differentiated from the bulk products of Anta. We will sell different products in different malls, targeting on different consumers, and it's not open yet, but in September, if you go there, you would still see that we are selling the bulk products. We're just changing the merchandising images, and the same store comparables have increased by the low 3-digit growth. That is the power of retail upgrade, and this is a very interesting store. You have never seen such thing before, and there are two versions. One is the black one, the other is the white one.
And the black one will have 100 stores in China in 2024, and white label, the Sneakerverse, will only have 10 stores in China. They have two differentiation. One is in color, one is black, and another is white. Another thing is that all the products are in limited sales. It follows the product launch calendar. And the first store of Sneakerverse will open in Beijing, Sanlitun, and we will have our first Sneakerverse white with exclusive products. This is the Anta running shop. Apart from the image differences, they also have the locker room and have the shower room. The running lovers know how important it is. And for each store, we have the community managers to lead all the running lovers to have the running activities. For example, around the Hangzhou West Lake, and we have now the first store in N77 in Hangzhou. And this is the basketball community store. I call them this is also the change I would like to, our brand would like to take. It's combined apparel retail, the competition, and the restaurant together. So it is a combined store where we can have a basketball competition, restaurant, and product sales. We hope to get the first brick-and-mortar store in 2024, and the location will be in Beijing, and now is under discussion. And this is the kids store, Anta Age. As currently the kids size is getting bigger, the products is way too small. For adults, so we have this store in Chengdu and in Changsha IFS. Just now I talked about a lot of the channel change in China, and then I will talk about the brand globalization. Here I need to mention one person, that is Carrie Irvin. For me, Irvin is like a window or like a door. He opened a door for us to reach out to the global market with around 5 billion population. In the past several years, the products represented by Irvin are sold the best in the world. When we signed Irvin, I got a lot of calls. Almost all the top global US and Europe retailers and multi-brand companies found me. They hope that they can also sell the products from Irvin. For us, this will be an opportunity. In 2024, March the 5th, the Irvin product line will be sold in global famous retail stores and will be sold simultaneously in China. For global market, I hold a prudent attitude. I cannot answer one question. I haven't found a solution yet. That is one question from my friend. Why the world need Anta? I have no answer yet. But I know the answer for another question. Why China need a globalized Anta? For me, there is a great brand in my mind, that is Huawei. It might be not the brand that sells the most mobile phones in China, but it represents China because it is recognized global-wise. For me, Anta is also like that. Currently, it is pretty much a local brand, but I hope that Anta can get more recognition globally and empower our mass market. This is a strategic roadmap for concluding my presentation. Anta's mission is to become a leading Chinese sportswear brand. This is not only a slogan. We need to think about the question and solve the problem and even create the problem as a leader. And our target in the next 4 years, our turnover CAGR will grow in 10 to 15%. And we have two strategies. One is mass market positioning and another is brand upgrade. It has a correlated relationship. We have a bigger mass market positioning. We can better upgrade our brand. And in terms of mass market positioning, we need to think about how we empower the products by technology and use up our brand resources. And we need to use different channels, different products with different price range, target the 1.3 billion Chinese population. For brand upgrade, it is important for our business. We need to use the per customer transaction to increase our market share. On September the 14th, in our headquarters, we had a strategic publication. This is the PowerPoint we had then, the picture we had then. We used this line, that is together. It is not only about the employees in Anta office, it also includes all the workers on Anta self-owned supply chain and all the store members in Anta D2C stores, everyone together to create a greater Anta. So this is my presentation. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Next, I'm going to introduce you the future strategy of FILA in the coming 3 years, as well as our action plans in the coming 12 months. So maybe it's a test for the listening comprehension of yours. So FILA is an Italian brand, and about 112 years ago, it was established in Italy, and our positioning is a senior and a premium sports fashion brand that inherits the DNA of 100 years old. And FILA joined the Anta Group in 2009, and in 2011, it was represented in the mainland China, and in 2015, FILA Kids was listed, and in 2017, FILA Fusion was listed, and in 2018, FILA Athletics was launched, and last year, FILA Golf was launched. And our purpose is to create a premium sports brand for the consumers, and our slogan is "Live Your Elegance." And in the past 14 years, we had hit very high CAGR in the first decade, and it had exceeded 80%. And then we started to build a 20 billion club, transforming from the high-speed growth to the high-quality growth. And currently, we have about 1,900 stores. And if you ask me to review what is the biggest driving force for its development in Greater China, I believe that a key element is our persistence of the premium athletic brand positioning, and elegance is very important for us. So, for example, our style, our craftsmanship from Italy has been something that we had always been focused on. A very important thing is our coverage of the multiple scenarios, and we are the only sports brand that can cover so many different occasions and scenarios. And if you take a look at our business model, you will identify very special D2C models with branding plus retail. We have 1,900 D2C stores, and from the products to the stores, we had oriented towards the needs of the consumers. No matter it's online or offline, we can have the connectivity of our people and the products, and we have extremely efficient operations as well, and that allows us to achieve a great growth in the first half of the year. We're very healthy, and more importantly, our growth rate had been surpassing the counterparts that are of similar scales in the world. And in the first half of the year, our store efficiency for both the adults and the kids stores had been surpassing the performance of the market. And a third key element, I would say, is that we create a family brand, and we offer the products for a whole family, covering different occasions. For example, kids, trendy people, athletic people, etc. So we cover all the ages in the family. And the fourth element, maybe you had paid attention to our global presence, and since 2018, we had joined the Milan Fashion Week, and also in a lot of international cross IP shows. For example, the 110 years anniversary of FILA, and in Hainan, the Great Show, and also several days ago, we had a launch of our cross IP. So in terms of cross IP, we did have a lot of efforts. For example, Fendi, Lanvin, McLaren, and Wilson in the sportswear, and Mehara in the trendy brand, and the artistic brand Van Gogh, Matt, and also the Italian high street brand MSCN. So Huang Jingyu is our endorser, Gao Yuanyuan endorsed person as well, and Zhang Yixing. All of them are very renowned celebrities, and also Yang Mi is a new endorsed person that we're going to make an announcement on November the 1st. So I believe that in terms of differentiation, we did well, and we had set us apart from the other sports brands in the market. And of course, another important point is that we have the design studios in Greater China. We also have the 5+1 innovation centers, including the Netherlands, in Italy, in Europe, and in Japan and South Korea, in Asia, as well as in the US. And in Greater China, we also have the 3 design offices in Shanghai, Xiamen, and China, Hong Kong. So these 5+1 layout had helped us to further develop the high-quality products, and all that were causes making the high-quality development possible for FILA. And high-quality development had been very important for us, and we prioritize 3 KPIs. The first is the healthy operation. And in terms of the stock to sales ratio and the sell-out ratio, we are very healthy. And also, in the first half of the year, the profitability and the same store comparable growth are very good. And the second point is the steady growth. In China, in the high-quality malls, we had prioritized our development. They are like the top malls in the pyramid. And right now, the store efficiency is very high. And also, because of the 3 years of the pandemic, we have a target of over 30% of the large online stores. And also, in TikTok and in the official website, we had a growth rate of over 50%. And of course, for many people who paid attention to FILA's growth, you may believe that we are doing very well in sportswear, and what I can share with you right now is that our footwear is also growing very well, and our professional sportswear have been growing very quickly over the past few years. We had hit a high double-digit growth. And the third point that we focus on, which is also one of the important KPIs, is the improvement of the mindset of the consumers. We have a high requirement for the mindset of the fashion brand and the golf category, the kids sports market, as well as the fusion in the trendy market. For all that, there are a lot of important requirements. And this is a very important assessment of whether we have realized high-quality growth or not. And the purpose is to continuously outperform the top rivals in the world at the similar scales. And just now, Mr. Wu had also mentioned about high-quality development. But if we take a closer look at the market, what will be the future trend? I can share with you two figures. For the adult sports market, the market scale would reach 200 billion. And for the kids market, it's about 300 billion. And for the mid to high-end market, we believe that in the future it will hit a double-digit growth. And whether it's premium products, the sports products, or the whole category regarding sports, I believe that the middle class and the high net wealth people in China have a very high potential in increasing their spending in this category, and it will be reaching a double-digit growth as well. And we have the outdoor styles and athletic styles, etc. All of that are emerging right now, and all of us have been the representatives of the target consumers in these categories. So we are insist on the positioning of the premium sports and trendy. So generally speaking, we are very optimistic about our future growth. In order to reach that position, simply put, we need to follow two very important strategies. And the first one is to become the beacon, because there are more and more competitors coming into this category. And in the group, we have a lot of sibling brands. They are also our competitors. So what we need to do is to continuously consolidate our customer mindedness, and we are going to work together with our partners and to explore new battlefields for us. And there are two sides of it. The first is to expand the pro performance track, and at the same time, we're going to seek opportunities to expand into the other adjacent categories so that we can continuously drive the development. And in the coming 3 years, we want to consolidate our positioning as a premium sports brand, and our goal is to reach 40 to 50 billion revenue, and the CAGR should reach 10 to 15% from 2023 to 2026. And we need to safeguard our athletic moat and to start a new track of professional performance products. And later on, I will go to these things one by one. So in terms of the mid to high-end kids market, we're going to deploy our market in the small kids scenarios. And another important occasion is that in investment field, you often ask me this question: for our professional athletic market, how do we make a development? And I believe that if you had followed our development in the past half year, then you would know that last month we had made an announcement of the 50-year anniversary for the professional sports category of FILA, and we had demonstrated to the market and to the consumers. We had already 50 years of explorations in the professional sports, and in many fields we had accumulated rich experience and expertise. For example, in golf, in tennis, we had achieved great results, and also we focused on the racings, etc. And apart from that, outdoor skiing, elite running, all of these had been our battlefields, and we emphasized the strong performance and the functions, as well as the great designs and style.
In these 12 months, we will look at what shall we do, and then we will introduce everyone how we build the three top of our brand, how we stable the existing customer and expand new customers, and how we make through in categories, and our FILA outstanding retail power. In the three top, I need to especially mention how can we increase the brand DNA, and how can make the breakthrough in the three elite sports. This is the top brand. Based on FILA's definition, we define it as art and sport. It's the combination with art and sport, from Van Gogh to Match to Monet, and the top French art museum and the global leading artists. In the future, you can see the cooperation between FILA and these top artists. And secondly, just as mentioned, the golf, ski, and running, and the top athletes, as well as the top competition resources. In the future, we will also have various cooperations. And certainly, the fashion show is something that FILA is always proud of. And 2 months later, by the end of November, we will have the third ski show. And the next year in Paris Olympic Games, we also have the global design director fashion show, and also we will have a Paris Olympic related fashion show. Secondly, for our brand products, we have the top-notch product channel and have exclusive products for these channels, including the exclusive categories. we will get global outstanding design resources and deploy it into the market. That includes that 5+1 design center resources. And I will also share with you very excitedly that next year, Q1, FILA will be a very outstanding midsole in our footwear. We used our Shenzhen Research and Development Center to develop this outstanding midsole. At the same time, we work with many top universities to do research and development. So these are all the very important drivers for the outstanding products. Thirdly, together, today we have a lot of people joining today who have a good relationship with us, and we would like to cover all the top locations, and we can continue to have the flagship stores in the top tier cities. For example, in Beijing, in Sanlitun, we have a new flagship store, and will be opening in spring next year. And the 5 fashion space will keep landed in our store. For example, the #1 store in Shanghai, and other stores in Beijing and Guangzhou, and the family store. And secondly is the FILA Ultra store. That is for the fashion products, and the third is the FILA Golf store. And in the next half year, we will have 2 different types of store. One is what we call the FILA Icona with FILA DNA. The space is around 600 square meters, and another is a FILA Arena store that's mainly focused on footwear. And in the future, we will have a new image. For example, during the just past national holidays, we have the Fusion Blue Box store in Beijing Juntai. It is located in Sanlitun, and we have the FILA V6 and have the Golf and the Ultra and Kids upgrade image, and will be deployed in the first half next year. In terms of maintaining the existing customers and discovering new customers, we will increase the operation of the top-tier customers and cover the infant and kids, the 18 to 30 fashion group, 30 to 40 elite sports group. So we can see the portrait mapping on the right. FILA currently, as a family brand, has already covered all the opportunity target customers. And in terms of product categories, the footwear, just as I mentioned before, we will launch a new midsole technology. For FILA's footwear, it is already very beautiful, but we are keep optimizing it, make it more functional. So we will focus on running footwear. Also, of course, it is very good looking, and we are very confident that we can give the footwear good enough for daily running. And second, as I just mentioned, the apparel, the sportswear, we see the opportunity in outdoor tennis and golf. In these market sections, we will capture the increment market opportunities. Apart from all these, for Fusion, in the past 5 years, they established a good DNA in the techwear style, and in the Alpha lines, we will keep building up this kind of products. And fourthly, we will invest on the kids' footwear and apparel. So overall speaking, these 4 categories are the increase drivers for us in the next 12 months. Then the outstanding retail. In the past several years, we performed pretty well, and we have 1,900 stores to 2,000 stores. And we will expand to 15 to 20 stores annually to cover the top-notch channels. And we have stores in the 6 core cities, and will cover the 5 top department store system. A very important part for the outstanding retail is that we will to increase the CAGR on the online platform, and the number will reach 15 to 20%. And for the top-notch channel, we will increase efficiency in these locations, and the CAGR will increase by 10 to 15%. And for e-com, FILA has always lead ahead in the online market. Above all, what I would like to say is that everyone here, if you wear FILA every day, I would like to invite you to go to try the professional sports products from FILA, the professional running footwear and sports footwear from FILA. Just I mentioned, FILA makes performance beautiful. It has 2 meanings. One is that it's very beautiful. And the second meaning is that our professional performance products can help you to perform better on court. So this is the tagline for us. That is, make performance beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you. Make performance beautiful. Next are the 2 brands representing the 3rd growth curve of the group, Descente and Colon Sports. The executive directors of these 2 brands are very young. They all born after the 1990s. These 2 brands have not entered China for a long time, but they both develop very fast. And Shaoxiang and Sirong started to work for Descente and Colon Sport China since the brand entered Chinese market. They worked in brand sales and the product department, and they participate the brands from 0 to 1 development process. And today, they become the leaders of the brand and become the youngest member of the group executive committee. This is the first time they officially meet with everyone. First is Descent. Let's still watch a short video to understand the latest development of Descent. After the video, we will invite Mr. Ding Shaoxiang. Okay. Let's now welcome the chairman for Descent China, Mr. Ding Shaoxiang, and share with us the future development strategy of Descent. Dear investors, good afternoon. I'm Ding Shaoxiang. I'm very honored that I have the opportunity to, on behalf of Descent, to meet with everyone here. This is also the first time that I share with everyone the next 3 years development strategy and the 12 months action plan for Descent. Before my presentation, I would like to first apologize for everyone because I had some sore throat, so I will try to raise up my voice to communicate with everyone. First, please allow me to introduce the Descent brand. Just as what you have seen in the video, Descent is a historic brand originated in ski and positioned as a high-end and professional sports brand. We focus on ski, golf, triathlon, these 3 elite sports. And also, we have combined the technical aesthetics and craftsmanship together and stress technology, innovation, and professionalities to drive the sports performance. This is the meaning of our brand value design that moves. Different from most of the sports brands, we targeted the high-end sports market, and we believe that there are huge potential in the Chinese high-end consumption market. First of all, the size of the high-end market is very big. The luxury brand keep long-term double-digit growth, and luxury shopping mall is keep emerging. In terms of sporting goods, in the mid and high-end sporting goods markets, the size has reached 7.8 billion, and in the next 5 years, it's estimated to remain at 10% of growth. Second is the growth of the high-end group is very fast. By 2030, the upper class and the rich class will grow from 170 million in 2022 to 222 million by 2030. The CAGR is 3%. At the same time, the high-end professional sports grow very fast in the past 12 months. According to the online data, ski and golf has grown by high double-digit. But we still notice that the high-end customers' demand for pursuing high-quality professional products is not fulfilled. Though currently we have a lot of luxury brands and high-end brands entering the sports market, but overall speaking, their products lacks the professionality. But based on that, we believe that the high-end market is a very potentious blue ocean. So we always devoted ourselves into become the leader in high-end professional sports market. In the past couple of years, we achieved high quality, high speed, and profit beyond our expectation.
The number of our stores had been increased from 134 in 2019 to 200 this year, and our retail sales had increased from lack of 1 billion in 2019 to over 5 billion this year, and the store efficiency had grown from 600,000 in 2019 to 1.8 million in the first half of the year, far beyond the market average. And in the future, we will continuously maintain a high quality and a double-digit growth, and it's estimated that our retail sales in 2026 would reach 10 billion RMB, becoming our third 10 million brand within the group. And the core culture of Anta prioritizes the needs of the consumers, and behind the high-quality development, what's supporting us is the high-quality growth of our consumers, and I'd like to share with you some of the key indicators. In the past year, the number of the active member had exceeded 800,000 with a CAGR of 35%, and the average annual consumption of each consumer had exceeded 5,000 yuan in average, and year-on-year growth of 15%, and the structure of the members had become younger, and the proportion of young consumers under the age of 35 had increased from 39% to 42%, and 60% of our retail sales come from the high-value members, exceeding 6,000 yuan of their annual consumptions. And then let's talk about the future of Descent, and what are we going to do in the coming 12 months. We have the 3 focuses: high-quality products and strong retail power, that focuses on the premiumness. That will be the starting point of our 12-month action plan. Let me introduce them one by one. First, the three focuses. As I had mentioned, we focus on the three vertical sports: skiing, triathlon, and golf. And we're going to enhance the advantages position of these three core sports and work together with the world-renowned ski national team, triathlon team, and the famous golf players. And we are going to consolidate our asset metrics in these sports. At the same time, we're going to continuously do the R&D and iteration of the professional products. So we're going to have a whole family of professional ski wears and the suits for riding bicycles, as well as upgrading the apparels of triathlon and golf. At the same time, we're going to influence our professional impact. And in the first half of the year, we had organized over 130 vertical community events, reaching the elites groups. For example, we had organized a weekend bicycling event, and together with the 31 top triathlon clubs, we cooperated with 5 cities within 12 hours, and we had exposure of over 25 million on the social medias, really increasing our influence in the community. And under the focuses of these three core sports, we are going to continuously increase the quality of our products in 2024, and by relentlessly innovating and upgrading our quality, we are able to make consumers further recognize us. And in terms of the internal improvement, we're going to set up an innovation center for the patenting rooms so that we can increase the capabilities in innovation and R&D for materials and patents. And in the end, we're going to strengthen our competitiveness. In terms of external cooperation, we're going to continuously work together with the top material suppliers. And in Japan, we are going to set up our R&D centers, the ISC. I believe that that will help us to increase the technology intensity in our innovative products. So retail power is one of the most important capacity of our brand in Descent. So we're going to reinforce our premium retailing powers. So first of all, we're going to improve the premium experiences and make the deployment of the retail patterns more comprehensive. So in the key business circles, we're going to set up the city flagship stores, and I sincerely welcome you to visit our DKL Global Experience Center in Sanlitun. And it was launched in 2021 in Beijing, and it had incorporated the retail experiences, cultural demonstrations, as well as the skiing experiences. And before Christmas this year, we are going to open another brand new experience center in Shanghai, Xintiandi, and I sincerely invite you to go there. So apart from the flagship stores in the top-notch malls, we are also going to upgrade our full-price stores and to have more field court stores and skiing resort stores. So in September this year, we had opened our first kids store in Shanghai so as to meet the needs of the premium families. So while we upgrade our premium experiences, we are also having more extensive operations in our members to meet their needs and to increase their loyalty towards the brand. And we're also going to provide more exclusive membership services so that their experience in their journey of consumption will be even better. So we had put forward 3 strategies of 3 focuses and high-quality products as well as the premium retail powers. And in 2024, we will continue to open the high-standard stores and to increase our patents in retail sales. So the key of our channels lies in the Southeast China and East China, and to pay more attention and increase investment in Hong Kong and Macau, and to upgrade our stores in Hong Kong and Macau. And in the first half of this year, there have been a growth of over 180% in terms of the same-store comparison. In the coming 3 years, it's expected that our CAGR would hit 20 to 25%. And of course, we are fully confident that we can do better than that. The main driver of the growth comes from the increase of store efficiency of the full-price stores offline, with an average CAGR of 15%, and a comprehensive e-commerce would maintain its average growth rate. And we will follow through our 3 main strategies and to realize our healthy and sustainable growth. And by continuously focusing on the 3 key sports, increasing our influences in the professional communities, and consolidating our professional images, we're going to make an improvement. And also by continuously innovating our patents, iterating the materials, and upgrading the processes, we can keep our advantages in the premium products. So apart from that, we are going to improve our retail patterns, enhance our shopping experience, and to have a more sophisticated and intensive membership services. We are able to maintain our high retail power. So over 100 years, more than 10 billion. What we pursue is the long-term growth and the premiumness of the brand, and we're not going to compromise that for the short-term growth. And our purpose is to become China's market-leading premium and high-quality professional sports brand. So over 10 billion, over 100 years, and the premium high-quality professional sports brand. Thank you again. And let's give a big round of applause to this young leader. And next, Colin Sports is going to make a presentation. First of all, let's watch a video to introduce its latest development.
身不能至，心向往之啊。
This is what we aspire. Okay. Next, let's welcome the CEO and the chairman of Colin Sports China, Mr. Ding Sirong, to introduce the future strategy of Colin Sports. Welcome. Dear investors, good afternoon. I am the head of Colin Sports China, Ding Sirong. You can also call me Justin. It's a great honor for me to be here. And just now, I asked Samuel had talked such a long time whether I will have a shorter term, and they assured me that I could finish my presentation as I want. So it's a great honor for me to be here and to share with you the latest development and the future plans of Colin Sports China. Actually, I'd like to officially introduce you to this sports. It was established in 1973 as an outdoor brand in South Korea, and this year marks our 50th anniversary. And in 2006, in the same city here in Beijing, we opened our first store in China. So we were one of the earliest outdoor brands that accessed the Chinese market. In less than a month ago, in the China World Trade Center nearby, we opened another new store, very beautiful. And in APM, Beijing Solana and Hobson 1 in Beijing, we also had our beautiful stores and welcome you to visit there. Before I start my presentation, I'd like to give you a full vision about Colin Sports, and I'm going to present how distinctive it is compared with the other outdoor brands. So many other outdoor brands talk about conquering the nature and challenging our limits. But as a premium outdoor brand with 50 years of history, we talk more about encouraging individuals to harmonize with the nature and enabling them to rediscover their true selves amid the natural world. Actually, just now, through this short video, it is a very beautiful Mali Snow Mountain. And you can see the sheer joy of people being with the nature. So in essence, Colin's distinct positioning can be described with one sentence, that we utilize high-end professionalism to present a quality lifestyle deeply connected with nature. And these ethos are brand philosophy, your best way to nature. So outdoor market is gaining its significant traction. We can see that in the coming year, the outdoor apparel and footwear market will exceed a scale of 50 billion. And we're going to maintain a double-digit CAGR in the coming 5 years. And from a consumer perspective, who like Colin? They are the audiences of urban middle-class individuals aged 30 to 40 who admire nature and seek a high-end and quality experience. So moving forward, we plan to leverage this strong foundation to reach younger, more upscale consumer segments by offering a broader range of products and enriching the brand experience. And we're also going to maintain a strong foothold in existing North consumer base while expanding our presence in the southern region so we can have a more balanced market presence between the two. And additionally, our competitive edge, a significant proportion of the female customers, will be further amplified in the foreseeable future. And since its cooperation with the group in 2017, 6 years had passed, and we had our ups and downs, twists and turns, but we are always on the right track. From 2017 to 2020, after 3 years of relentless adjustment, we had improved our product power and started to make a profit. And in the past year, in 2022, we had annual retail sales of 1.3 billion and 550,000 store efficiency, which is about 3 times of that in 2017. From 2019 to 2022, we realized a 25% of CAGR in our retail sales. And in the first half of 2023, our retail sales have been doubled year on year, exceeding 900,000 in the first half of the year. So in the current outdoor craze, we are actively participating in the competition, and we are keeping the pace. Next, I'd like to share with you our 3-year strategic plans. And here you can see a house. And under the guidances of the premium outdoor lifestyle, we are fully confident to realize 30 to 35% of the CAGR from 2023 to 2026. There are 3 pillars supporting us to realize that goal.
First is the deepening of the niche high-end aesthetics. We will keep exploring the latest retail models and build an immersive experience center for the outdoor lifestyle for our consumers. And in this spring, we open our first brand culture center in one of Shanghai's most culturally rich neighborhoods, Columbia Center. This is also the biggest brick-and-mortar store in Chinese market. The first floor of the store is for a coffee shop, and the second floor is for product sales, and the third floor is for the community events. It's very interesting, and the coffee is tasty. So if you visit China, you're welcome to take a visit there. At the same time, the breakthrough in the top-notch channel will be the core for us in the next 3 years. We will accelerate our coverage in the top-notch business centers that match with the brand positions and use the retail power and channel power to deepen the brand's high-end aesthetics. Second, in terms of professionalities, we will keep build up our brand DNA. It is easy to tell a story, but it's difficult to tell a story with professionalism that needs a focus and accumulation. So in the next 3 years, based on the 2 core scenario, which is hiking and camping, we will make the investments and build our hero products. Thirdly, just as mentioned in our brand vision, we will put the building of outdoor lifestyle onto the strategic level. We will promote the Colin Road Lab community events and gradually cover more cities and target consumers, that more consumers can experience the outdoor lifestyle that we encourage. At the same time, in camping and hiking area, we hope to build the stable outdoor enthusiast metrics and try to build up the brand professional identity. With this three strategic pillar, we always have a close connection with Kolon Korea. Everyone might not be clear that actually Kolon is the abbreviation of Korea Nylon. Kolon Korea is the earliest company that introduced and manufactured the nylon material. In that case, Kolon Korea has a very strong ground material supply chain and the product development mid office. This in the future will keep empower Kolon China. So with the retail power, product power, and the brand power, our future will be more exciting. Next, let's look at the short-term 12-month action plan. First, we will invest in building the best products. The waterproof jacket, camping lines, and the footwear category upgrade will be the most important work for us in the next 1 year. Second is the brand expansion and the upgrade is in progress. Lastly, by exploring the fresh and the new community events and help us to spread the outdoor culture. With these three actions, we would like to create value for our consumers, to let the consumers to see the value and co-create value with our consumers. And then I would like to share some key actions in the 12 months. From product side, I would like to share that in 2024, we will launch Kolon's waterproof jacket. From snow mountain, the mountain hiking, and mountain camping and daily commute, we will have the Kolon complete waterproof jacket covering all landscape and all altitude. And we will have our hero products, for example, the oblique camping outdoor jacket inspired by Kolon tent. This product we already tried to sell around 2,000 pieces this year and was sold out in less than 1 month. This is just a testing water. This makes us more confident about the waterproof jacket and also the Kolon product. From product perspective, we will also reshape the camping aesthetics. Camping is the DNA since the establishment of the brand in Korea in 1973. It is in that year that Korean Kolon has launched its first tent in Asia. And till now, as the camping trend is rising, we are fully prepared. We will expand our camping apparel product line, and we are confident to tell our own story about camping aesthetics. At the same time, we will increase the investment in marketing for our camping scenario. We have our camping festival IP, and every year we have new story for this IP. We will also increase our cooperation standard with outdoor campsite and actively find the high-end campsite that fits the brand positioning. What's mentioning is that our first camp store will land in Sanyata Uli. That is a location located in upstream of Nujiang River in Yunnan province. That store keeps the taste of nature as much as possible and try to provide the fun of wild camping. From 2022, we saw a huge business opportunity in footwear category. In 2023, we have made a breakthrough from 0 to 1 in footwear category. Next year, we put footwear also into the strategic level, and we are confident to make a breakthrough again. We will expand the current best sellers and to shape a product family. And we will also invest more media exposure and professional resources for our products. This year, this is the first time we sponsored the mountain running competition in Donghan Yunding Mountain in Zhejiang province. It started 3 days ago, and around 2,000 cross-country runners participated and received good feedback. So if you guys are interested in this cross-training competition, we are very welcome for your participation next year. For our channel strategy, our target is to expand the new and more high-quality market. In the next 12 months, we will expand into new markets. We will restructure the southern market, further our efforts in Chongqing and Sichuan, and we will consolidate our market base in Zhejiang, Jiangsu, and Shanghai. Apart from northeast and the northern region, these are our conventional advantageous regions. We will accelerate our business in 2 big regions, that is eastern and southern regions. Apart from that, we will also accelerate our presence in the tier 1 and the new tier 1 cities to support the brand high-end positioning. By the end of 2024, we would like to achieve 100% of coverage in the top-tier city and 80% of the coverage in the new top-tier city. And the new image upgrade is also very important. Next year, we will say goodbye to the 5.0 image and will deploy the new 7.0 image and will try the new 8.0 image. We hope to provide a different and unique experience for our consumers. As the product and channel is gradually upgrading, we never stop our thinking for human and nature. In the coming year, we still take human as one of the most important assets for our brand. Our community activities will be brand-centric. We will invest it mainly in the key cities like Shanghai, Chengdu, and Hangzhou, combining urban outdoor and the mountain outdoor, and at the same time building the ESG-related community activities. Everyone can see on this picture. This is our community this year, May in Chengdu, a mountain hiking event. At the same time, people clean the mountain and do the sports. I would like also to share that by using the Kolon Road Lab at the 50 years anniversary of the brand, we launched the 50 times of arrival community events IP. So in the future, we will accompany our consumers to arrive 50 natural locations, and together we write the story for the brand in half century. So above all, that is the latest situation for Kolon China and the action plan for the 12 months. This is my last page. I would like to conclude in the tagline, "Your best way to nature." What I'd like to say is that I believe we are doing something different, unique, and something that has never been done before. I hope that all the efforts we made can help us to lead our consumers to reach more and further nature destinations and to achieve the harmonious existence between human and nature. I hope that after my presentation today, everyone can go into the nature and fall in love with color.